Welcome back to Grow Joyfully Home and Garden Tour Saturday with your host, Grandma Sandy. Your co-hosts, Suffolk Susie, Pat's Garden Life, and Growing on Vancouver Island. This is an open collaboration that anyone can join. Just use the hashtag Garden Tour Saturday and show us any of your plants, your pots, your containers, your garden beds, your in-ground garden. Just show us anything that you have that you are gardening with. Well, here we are, another Saturday. I went up to my mountains for 3 days, and I'm back. It was kind of cold and rainy the whole time up there, and kind of cooler down here too, which is good, because a lot of my plants could have burned up from the heat, whatever. So I'm just trying to take the time to tie things up, to trim things back, to take care of things so they look good. And this part over here, I still have to clear out and put some peppers or tomatoes in it. So these tomatoes are coming along. They don't look very big or very productive. There's one little tiny tomato on that Hill Marmond. But I'm really hoping that this year the determinate tomatoes, which are in the front of this bed and in this whole bed, do really well and perform really well. I've got several new varieties that I'm excited about, and I'm hoping that they just produce. So there is a beefy purple there and a big hill there, and I grew them last year and I really like them. As the name suggests, the beefy purple is kind of a purpley green streaked thing that's really quite beautiful. The big hill is the most lovely orangey yellow with red streaked tomato. Very pretty. Let's see, there's another big hill. And for the first time I'm growing Ace 55. I've never grown it before. So I think it is a traditional tomato that a lot of people have grown. Right there is another Ace 55. Here's an olive shade patio tomato. I'm trying to grow it in a pot because it says it's patio tomato. And it's doing okay. It's not doing great, so I thought I would try it in a raised bed. Here's an early red chief. I tried to grow these last year and I didn't do well with them, but my sister grew them and did really well. So we have early red chiefs, another Pharaoh Kofi. It's spelled really strange. I'll put the name up on the screen, but I looked up the pronunciation and it sounds like Pharaoh Kofi. So there you go. I wish they would have named it something easier. I'll just call it my Pharaoh tomato. So I need to get these staked up. I got the hummingbird feeder washed, cleaned, and filled. And I need to see if there's some Clancy potatoes here that are ready. I'd like to move them out. They're volunteers. Put something else in their place. I think a lot of the carrots are doing well. I think I'll put down these bamboo stakes that I'm going to stake up the tomatoes with, and we'll take a look at the carrots. Well, they look pretty tiny still. There's a couple right down here. Here's one that's not bad. Let's see if I can get it out without breaking the top. My first carrot of the season. Pretty exciting. Also right here, I grew some flowers at the end of this bed just because I love flowers. I love flowers mixed in with vegetables. So I'm enjoying these very much. Bachelor buttons are fast growing and very pretty, but then they're done and they're kind of dried and clunky and you just have to get them out. I can go through here and deadhead, and that's going to help. But you can see how it attracts all the pollinators. I cut back part of this grapevine. It's just going out of control, and over here it's really being eaten, but I don't have the time to spray it. So it's just going to have to do its best. And I watched Heather from Tomatoes, Poppies, and Everything. She was talking this morning about how she would rather just let the pests and the plants take their course and see if they make it. If at all possible, rather than spraying them with anything, even organic bug spray. So I kind of feel that way too, and honestly, due to the lack of time, that's usually what happens. But we have some blackberries ripening, and I actually picked some blackberries and black caps just a few minutes ago. And here they are, very beautiful. There's a black cap there, and they're underneath, unfortunately. I didn't think any blackberries would be ready, but they are. I spent 7 hours out in the garden before I went to the mountains picking raspberries, and I got a lot, but I've got to do it again. But the heat is starting to get oppressive, and if you don't get out there super early, then it's really kind of hard to do it. Also, I have not had any time to trim up and take care of this poor little wildflower garden. It looks like the name implies, wildflowers. So I think I need to cut back the poppies, those back there. And I kind of want to save them for seeds. You can see the seed head right here. So I'm going to let them stay for a little bit longer and then get the seed from them. These bachelor buttons need to be staked up. That's what I'm doing right now to this Hill Marmon tomato. Yeah, and you know what? I'm not getting many blueberries this year because either my husband or daughter or the birdies are helping themselves. Not sure. If it's my husband and daughter, that's great. But the birdies, not so much. Today it's kind of cold outside, rainy. This is the third day. Other than my plants needing the sun and the warmth, I'm not complaining. I'd rather put on a coat than stand here and sweat to death. But right now I am picking my black caps or black raspberries. Yesterday I ended up picking for 7 hours, believe it or not, 7 hours out in the raspberry patch. Right now I'm going to be working on this part of bed number 3. I have to remove the scat cat mat and all of these horrible weeds, especially the horrible morning glory. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to plant, I think, a couple more tomatoes and one of the early jalapenos. Just wanted to show you the quack grass or crabgrass, whatever you want to call it. And look at the white roots. They are just impossible. They're strong, they go down forever, and they're really hard to fight. This is the wild morning glory or bindweed, and this is the quackgrass or crabgrass. Horrible, horrible things. Because I have so many tomatoes left, I am really crowding them in, especially here in the main garden. But I'm planting a sun gold cherry right here. It is very healthy. It is being planted right next to a volunteer. That's what the name of this one is. No, it's not the name. But it's a volunteer. I think I grew Ananas Noir here last year. But who knows what it's going to be until it grows. So I'm squeezing them in. I'm going to train them up and feed them even more frequently because they're close to each other. But I have to make some sense of the main greenhouse. And I think we're going to have a plant sale to try to get rid of as many of the tomato plants that are left. And, just really mark down the price. And see if we can do some clearing up because July is only 2 days away. I have to tie up my chocolate sprinkles plant. Look, Q. There's some baby ones. 4 baby ones, 5, 6, and then some more blossoms. I am so happy. I'm going to trim off a few of these suckers down here so it can put more energy into the plant. I'm going to try something. As you can see, my habaneras are being eaten by something. My guess is either slugs or earwigs. Earwigs are very bad here this year. So I've cut off the bottom of this solo cup. And I was going to place it over the plant, big side down. pull out the plant and kind of get it seated in there. And to see if that will help at all. I think I saw that on some YouTube channel somewhere, sometime, who knows. It all runs together. But I'm going to see if that's going to help. And then I'm going to try water, Blue Dawn, and neem oil. Because, yeah, a lot of these things are really being eaten up. And they better not mess with my habaneras. Okay, so I have 3 habaneras here. And I have cut down the solo cups. And I've decided to put the largest part, the mouth part, up instead of down. So now they kind of have a collar that I hope will protect them from slugs. I think earwigs can climb just about anywhere. So we will see if that helps. I have another chocolate sprinkles here that is so healthy. And a black cherry. I'm not sure what that one is over there. And a black strawberry, my first year for growing it. Oh, look, there's a baby one right there. I'll put an arrow there to show where it is. I was working on that one, bed number 3. And now I got distracted and I'm over here working on bed number 6. So I'll just go back and forth. It keeps it interesting. I'm filming this on Friday. Tomorrow's the 4th of July and I have a feeling it's just going to be very busy. Sadly, there's a lot of traffic going up to my mountains. It was a bit of a nightmare coming down even on a Thursday. I can't imagine what it's going to be like today. My sister and great niece will be coming down and I'm worried and nervous about them. It's a very dangerous stretch of road. It's a canyon. And I guess it's been named one of the most dangerous stretches of road in the United States. So that's a worry because people are impatient. And people pass on corners and double yellow lines where they shouldn't. And then they end up going in the river and usually not making it out. So my suggestion to them is slow down. And because so many Californians and people from Washington and Oregon have moved here, this place is unrecognizable. I can't even go up to my mountains and enjoy it and go camping and fishing like I used to. So yeah, it's very difficult. And yes, it has made a huge difference. So you people might want to keep that in mind when you think you're going to pull up stakes and move somewhere. Oh, it's going to be so wonderful. Yeah, well, just think what you do to the people that already live there. So this area is growing exponentially daily, and it's very difficult. We do not have the infrastructure, not to mention, we don't want them here. So there's nothing we can do about it. We just have to keep our mouths shut, which makes me even madder. So back to the garden. I've got some wonderful beans growing here. These are bush beans here. And some cucumbers here. And then here's some pole beans here in the front and bush beans in the back. And this interesting thing is a radish. How it got there, I don't know. And I just thought I'd let it go to seed because it's kind of cool. But I am going to pull it up today. I pulled up the garlic from here and I hung it up and I'm trying to decide what to put in there. I'm going to pull this up too. It's ready. I did see a garlic scape on one of them the other day and that's good enough for me. I think that the lavender here is doing very well and is quite happy. So if it has more room, I might just see if it'll eventually fill up this bed. This is feverfew. Isn't it beautiful? I need to harvest it right now. And I need to harvest that oregano. It's gone too far. So I'll take off the flowers and then I can harvest a bunch from it. Okay, this is the herb bed. We've got some more morning glory growing back in it. Let's see, I planted dill there. I planted basil there. And I see some basil, but I see more morning glory. And it's really, really a pest this year. This is kind of a no man's land. I need my son to get out here and mow it. I need to get my husband to extend the fence back out here, clear to the end of this white vinyl fence, because I need the dog to stay out. and it just makes it a nice cohesive area. Eventually I'd like to cover all this with the weed screen. So we have a nice, like I said, cohesive garden from there, clear down through there. I think the weed screen and the bark mulch have been an incredible blessing. That doesn't mean that it comes without weeds and problems. It just takes time to keep all these things up. So that's what I'm working on today, and I need to get out to the pasture garden and pick more raspberries. So we'll see what I can do. That's definitely a big radish. I'm sure it's very hot, but I got it pulled up. Wanted to show you how well the habanadas are doing since I put that little piece of solo cup around the bottom of the plant. A lot of the bug bites are gone. It's growing bigger and happier. I'm going to try that on the other ones. It seems to be helping. It's 8:20 and I'm finally out in the garden. This is Saturday. I started filming this on Friday. I knew things would be a little bit crazy because of the 4th of July weekend. By the way, happy 250th anniversary to our beautiful nation. And I hope that the people that have come here will love and appreciate this country and treat it well, and the people that live here. It's so nice working out here where it's cool and quiet, except for the road noise. I'm really enjoying this time of the morning. One of my favorite times of the day. This is what happens to an indeterminate tomato if you don't keep it tied up properly. Their natural inclination is to sprawl over on the ground, send out shoots from these little knobbies, and grow along the ground. But that's not how I want it. This is how I want it. Trimmed, especially down towards the bottom, and then tied up. I still have a lot of white fly, and that's very frustrating. But I'm going to get these things cleaned up, and I'm fertilizing them, and then I'm spraying them with Captain Jack's. Well, today I'm going to do some more raspberry picking. My daughter and I probably picked 2.5 gallons yesterday. And I'm also going to get these tomatoes tied up because they're starting to hit their stride. They don't look overly healthy, but I'm going to get them tied up and fertilized and see what we can do for them. So it's going to be another busy, very hot day. It's supposed to be 98 today. So I'd better get started. I hope you've had a really good day today, that you'll have a safe 4th of July, that you can feel like you got a lot done in the garden, and that you also stay cool and be careful of the sun. You have a lovely day. I really appreciate you all. Have a great day, and we will see you on the next video.